Age of Mythology, it's the Champions League. Matreiuss versus Shadowfaxx. That's what we got for you guys tonight. Recorded games, spoiler free. I don't know the result. I was working all weekend, so I missed a whole bunch of games. I don't have a lot of time to stream a lot of them, like recorded games, so had to pick and choose a few. So we're going to start off with Matreiuss versus Shadowfaxx, and maybe you'll get to some more tomorrow, or maybe I'll just play so that I can play better in my games. But thanks for joining me. We should have fun. I'm going to get right into this matchup. It's really kind of intriguing the way it is. I got a couple YouTube guys that were sitting in the lobby ready for me to go. So how about we just get going, huh? And we've got also Naz, the accountant, has showed up along with 10E23 and KVM020. That's a lot of numbers. Oh my goodness. But how about we get right into the game? Let's find where I got these recorded games saved. There may or may not be 3 games. It is a best of 3 like all of the regular season games are. This is week 2. Though it was played in week 1, which we let players play. If you want to play ahead of time, no problem. So week 2, in fact, I actually don't think Shadowfaxx has played yet. So this is technically his first game because he was supposed to play against Joe round 1, but that hasn't quite happened yet. Matreiuss, I do believe, played his week 1 games right before this. I don't actually know what the results were of that either. Hello, Colby, but let's get right into it, and then I'll tell you why exactly this matchup is kind of intriguing for me, which is why it was one of the many I picked. Game number 1, Shadowfaxx versus Matreiuss, Odin versus Poseidon on Tundra. That's kind of what I was thinking would be interesting, is because Matreiuss is a Poseidon main, and Shadowfaxx plays a lot of Odin. So it's Odin versus Poseidon. It's a very, very cool matchup because you have Poseidon, who of course focuses on the cavalry, and you have Odin, who can make the early Olsarks with the upgrade that makes them faster, and they get that 10% attack bonus versus cavalry. So it's kind of an interesting combination of god strengths, kind of opposing god strengths for a little bit, that results in some kind of cool matchup, I think. But who are we looking at? We are looking at Shadowfaxx in the blue as the Odin, as I mentioned. Down at the bottom is Matreiuss, also known as Boobaz, but primarily Matreiuss these days. He's Poseidon, he's the red color. Shadowfaxx, you might not hear about him so much. He actually normally plays the original Age of Mythology. I don't even mean Titans. I mean like plain AoM pre-Atlanteans. There's still some players that play that in Game Ranger. He's probably the best one that plays that. He's really good mechanically. Like, if this were AoM original, he would probably destroy Matreiuss. But this isn't. This is Titans, so he's a little bit out of his league as far as what he normally plays. But skill-wise, he's really good. But I think sometimes he kind of suffers because the lack of game knowledge for Titans, because he doesn't play it as much, kind of brings him down a little bit. He typically has been playing in the recent tournaments and generally does pretty decently. He's kind of like that one step down from the really good players. So I think Matreiuss is the favorite here, but it'd be kind of cool to see how Shadowfaxx does in his first matchup in the Champions League. We'll see how it goes. You have Matreiuss holding on to the lure power because the reason he's doing that, because he's a smart Poseidon player. Because if you use it right away, you're going to start luring your second hunt. I mean, it's random to some extent, but you'll probably get like your own hunt here, which kind of takes away from your own hunt. So he's used it after he's already come over here and killed some animals, hoping that he'll get like more forward hunt that he probably wouldn't be able to get access to later. These Aurochs are pretty far out. It'd be hard for him to get those, and even these as well. So if he can kind of allure these guys, it would be pretty good for him, for sure. Shadowfaxx will be making he's going to be maybe a little bit, about 430 probably. 430 with most likely Freya. Does have a decision as to whether or not he goes raiding cavalry or Olsark. I would think he should go raiding cavalry, or not raiding cavalry, Olsarks, because of that 10% bonus against Hippicon. But we'll see. A nice little wall here to clean up the corners. That's good. Do not underestimate the power of walls. I mean, what's this thing cost? Like 15 gold to build, and the amount. I mean, it saves one villager, and you're way out on top. I mean, you could even wall this off, and as long as it saves a villi, it was worth it. So don't underestimate the power of the walls. They are really good, and it looks like the Lord did get an Aurochs. I'm not sure from where. How is Shadowfaxx good in AoM but not in Titans? Because it's a completely different meta. In AoM, there is no auto queue, so it's a little bit different mechanically. It kind of rewards different skill sets. AoM Vanilla, which is what's generally referred to, also doesn't have Age 2 town centers, which substantially changes the way the game plays. And look, he's luring his other Aurochs down here. So that's kind of why. It's kind of a little bit less of game knowledge in regards to how to play Titans, because he's normally playing kind of a different play style. So a lot of times you'll see these AoM Vanilla players, Grandmaster's one as well, that will go pretty aggressive and not do too many like more defensive, like 2 town center strats, just because they don't normally do that. But we've got him up at about 440, making 2 longhouses here. Matreiuss is up a little bit slower, about 5 minutes. UEC did make his early hero, who is where he's hiding somewhere, and completely walling off and building a stable. Let's see the first units, Olsark. So that's pretty standard in Poseidon, is to make Olsarks. It just means that he has to stay on his hunt, because if he gets pushed off hunt, these 50 food Olsarks are pretty expensive. And really nice too that he has foregone eating his base Aurochs. Those will be really safe later on to eat up. And Matreiuss as well is also really defensive here. Might see a forest fire. Oh, this one is almost dead. He's gonna kill one. That's a really high value forest fire to kill a villi. I mean, even if it's just one villi, that's pretty high value. Just to kill a vill. I mean, every vill counts early on. I mean, ooh, he's gonna come over here. I don't think Shadowfaxx has this. Oh, he does have this scouted already. Oh yeah, he's got the ravens, and he might kill another villi here before the Valk goes down. Maybe. Depends if the Valk can. Nope, she's just gonna attack each villager once and then run away. But the Olsarks might be running through here pretty quick, and getting on this villi might have to run through a. Ooh. Do you know? The question was, does he stay on that vill and kill it and lose the Valk, or does he not? The one bad thing though about using the forest fire here is that it did not open a way into the base. So while he did kill, blocking the Val, trying to kill it, 17 hit points, 11-6, 1. Oh, the last shot gets it down. But now there's no real way to get in until he gets through this wall here. There's a villi, if she's not careful, might get. Well, you got army coming through, and forcing the units back. Really nicely walled by Matreiuss here. So in one sense, he killed a vill. That's great, but now that we kind of see how the rest of this is unfolded, probably would have been better to forest fire this. So I don't think the storehouse was here yet. Maybe it was, I don't remember now. But that's probably a reason why Matreiuss was on this tree line first, is because if he's on this tree line gathering and forest fire were to be used, then you'd be having all the idle bills and a path into. So that's something to kind of think about when you are playing it into an Odin or a Thor who will probably use forest fire. Is, do you want to go on your front forest and then have them burn away through, not only getting idle time and also the trees down? So maybe that was all thought out ahead of time, maybe not. We do see the very important Lone Wanderer technology, plus 10% Olsark speed. Speed is everything. Gives them 5.28, gives the Hippocon 5.5, not a lot faster. Meanwhile, how is his economy doing? A lot of dwarves. Yeah, his economy is a little bit out of shape here. 376 gold and not a lot of food from his hunt. He really could use some more hunt. He knows about this army here. I wonder if he's gonna fortify his towers. Probably would have been good to wall this little segment off. One thing though is that Odin really struggles against myth units early on, especially the centaurs, because Odin's hearse here sitting at their base speed 4.2. These dudes are slow, but there is a substantial army advantage right now for Shadowfaxx, but he needs to just keep the pressure up, because eventually once it gets close by pop, Greek army wins. But before that, the Norse kind of takes the early battles in a way. I mean, it kind of depends, I guess. Every situation is different. But you kind of want to avoid fighting a full 115 pop for a 150 versus a 115 pop against Greek, because Greek units are the strongest. So it would be nice to, like, kind of split his army a little bit, though, and, like, go for some flanks and stuff, rather than have them all in the same spot. Ooh, getting a town center is not in line of sight. Losing an Ulsark here. Will he be able to power through and get this? I think he will. Dwarves have to come back here. This is a little bit dangerous, though, because he's getting this town center that doesn't really protect a whole lot. And now he does have it, so, like, there's one Aurochs it protects, but there's no gold. And actually, what matreiuss can do here is kind of just ignore the fact that this town center was even built. Like, really, Shadowfaxx should not have sent his dwarves up here. Probably better to send them maybe down here, because they're a little bit closer. I don't know. But as we can see in the mini-map, matreiuss did fall behind, or fall back, I guess we should say. And, oh, the Villies are going to be spotted. Yes, they will, but matreiuss does have an army to defend. And now he's got 3 centaurs that can hide behind these Hippocon. And getting a little dangerous, actually, for Shadowfaxx in a way. Almost want to see him maybe doing a... I don't know if he should fight this because of the power of the centaurs here. I think at this point, Shadowfaxx kind of needs to wait till he ages up, and we see that he is aging up soon. 600 food, 600 gold, and then he'll probably age up with Frost. That's pretty standard nowadays, to see the Frost. And he is gathering food from the Aurochs. I would imagine this, I didn't actually check, but I think this is Shadowfaxx's home map. This Aurochs, he's like looking out this hole in the wall, like, I want out of here, they're coming for me, here they come. Well, what are these guys doing? They're not coming for him. Oh, yes they are. Psych. Oh, this poor dude, he wanted out and he couldn't quite make it, and he's just gonna ram this dwarf a few times. Meanwhile, we got some raiding cavalry being built, and the Aurochs goes down, and oh, getting on these vills, maybe. Oh, get her on him. Oh, no mercies in the chat. No spoilers. I don't know the results here. Behind the walls, he was going for the trick. Now, if he's going up Frost, 68%. He splits the gap there. I like it, because this is not really a fight he wants to take right now. And kind of surprised he's fighting this. I guess he is getting a few free whacks at the Aphrodite being used. We'll probably see a Frost coming up here. Really, matreiuss should only be following with a little bit of his army here. We might see a Frost, which that's what he's doing. Maybe it's intentional or not. Do we see a Frost? We do see a Frost. And oh, he ran them in. And they all got frosted except for one. Well, now these Ulsarks are trapped because of the ceasefire. And these units are frosted. Where's some more villies coming to build this thing up? I guess they don't really need it, as the frost will be done soon. 27 seconds, and you'll have an extra 13. Ceasefire is so strong, it's kind of counters a heroic age or a mythic age god. It really does a lot. What is No Mercy doing now, aka Shadowfaxx? Is he aging? Nope, getting Winter Harvest. That's the upgrade that gives a lot more to, I think it's plus 20%. We got an Nemean Lion coming in on the villies here. These Olsarks are still, could they run out of here? You might be able to path them out of here now if he mashes the button a lot. They might be able to path out, but it looks like they're going to be stuck. 7 of them. That's a lot of resources kind of stuck out there. You might have been able to path out. Well, the Hippicon moving might actually free him up here. I'm kind of surprised these Hippicon moved out. Kind of allowing the Olsarks to get a little damage, but they might end up dying anyway. matreiuss is kind of in the back end, I think, done a really good job with his economy. He seems like he's in a pretty good spot. And we have, okay, 3rd town centers. So really at this point, Shadowfaxx wants to try to hold long enough to reach Mythic Age. But I don't know if he's going to be able to. We do have the Herseer coming in, the Nemean Lion over here. Got the Frost Giant coming, but we've got Atalanta over here, like to freeze. There you go, get on the Nemean Lion. Get these Herseer on the Centaurs over here. You can do it if you want to. Yeah, get him. Okay, there we go, there we go. Frost Giant. This fight is going really good for Shadowfaxx. It's really good. I thought that there was a little bit more pushing power here, but there wasn't for matreiuss. So, actually well defended. Ooh, we see a market coming up, though. I was wondering, because there's so little army coming, I was wondering if matreiuss was rushing Mythic. It looks like he is. Oh, gotta save your Frost Giant. They're so valuable. Really tank a ton of damage. And as we can see, really good special too if they can freeze. Would like to see a little aggression coming from Shadowfaxx here. He should maybe be thinking that matreiuss is going for a kind of a quick Mythic based on the lack of an army that matreiuss has. So would like to see a little bit of pressure, counter pressure being applied. And also, when Mythic Age gets researched or any technology, you do see a substantial score drop because you're technically out those resources. So that's something that really good players can kind of pay attention to. For me, it's way too much work. But Shadowfaxx will be up soon as well. Is matreiuss going up Artemis? So he's going to go up to use Earthquake. I would think here you'll get a Hill Fort along with a town center. There is a raid coming over here. Again, Shadowfaxx being a little, maybe overly defensive, where he could be defending this. I mean, he's got the army advantage, but every vill that's dead is a one fewer Ragnarok hero coming up eventually. So, you know, it's 5 fewer Rag. It's kind of important. A little bit of a raid down here. We do have the Hippicon defending, and they should be able to defend that okay. Get the freeze on the other Nemean Lion, so that's really, really good. We've got these Centaur just kind of hanging out. And oh, we got a little bit of a counter raid up here as well. They must have snuck in just right through this hole. And I don't think Shadowfaxx has noticed this. There's a few low hit point Hippicon though. Shadowfaxx could actually just fight this with his Dwarfies. And we do have Earthquake is ready. Which one? Oh, okay, he's going on the main base. Oh, it does get the town center. And he is running. Ooh, this could be kind of the sudden switch in momentum here. Would like to get the trap on the Chimera. Not quite, though. Forcing these civilians back. There's no gate in this wall. These dwarves came running down here. No gate in the wall there. And we have a ton of idle vills. We got a town center down. Shadowfaxx could have maybe like got all of his building upgrades, at least like the fortified town center and masons. Ooh, this frost giant, will he intercept? Oh, this could start being some disaster here. We get the double. Myth units are such a problem for Odin. Such a problem. Look at all these idols. They've been here on strike for a while now, and this could be kind of a quick and sudden end, I think, maybe. Got these chimeras trying to get out. Another roast. Okay, get on the dwarf. You know, these dwarves could have just slipped through if there was a gate here, and not died at all. But, oh, and now we've got Balder coming in, but I think there's too much damage to the economy. I think there was too much damage to the eco. Because what is matreiuss, or what is Shadowfaxx at? 240 pop. That's not super awesome for a reg. What kind of... Ooh, and the armory upgrades. Not where they quite need to be. We have no god powers left. We don't have an upgrade on the buildings yet, though. Shadowfaxx could potentially get a gold block, but he has to do it fast. Poseidon also gets better trading at the market, so that kind of devalues the gold block a little bit because he can trade resources and get gold. He should be building the hip pacifist pretty quickly here. And here they are coming. They're not upgraded at all, though. Trying to build a fortress here. Should maybe just attack the fortress and keep it from going up. And this is gonna be the big part of the game right here. And no free fire giant either, because that temple went down. And matreiuss resigned. Wow! Matreiuss just hits the resign just like that. I thought he might keep this up a little bit, but he resigns, and that is a win for Shadowfaxx. So what you kind of see or don't notice when you do the semi-quick mythic here from matreiuss is that we can see he has no economy and has already used his god power, and then he actually put a lot of resources. I think he made 2 chimera, which the favor that they require is actually pretty expensive, and the 300 gold or whatever it is for the chimera itself. So these are expensive units that the reg kind of renders kind of pointless. I think maybe matreiuss could have tried to fight this a little more, but it seemed like he wasn't quite ready for the reg. I think maybe he thought that Shadowfaxx wouldn't be aging quite as quickly as he did. But we saw the pacifist coming, but they were just too slow. They weren't ready. They were unupgraded. Had a lot of had some resources into his cavalry, but no armory upgrades either. And then the one thing, rushing to mythic and not going with Colossus, you don't get the plenty vault, which is huge. So very, very interesting. I mean, it's so the earthquake makes it look pretty iffy for Shadowfaxx, and then with all the idle town center villager time up here, along with these dwarves getting wrecked in this raid, I actually didn't think that Shadowfaxx would have enough to push through. Let's take a look at the post game, and maybe that'll tell us a little bit more of a story here. Because what was it for a reg? It was only about 63, which isn't a huge reg. But got up to that 3rd town center, which did help in the villager production, and was kind of maybe, let's see, I didn't notice if he used earthquake on a town center that was aging. I'm not sure, but I don't think he did actually, because mythic age takes a minute and a half to upgrade, and if we're up 1723 and mythic, yeah, so matreiuss, I think he was upped in I think Shadowfaxx upped in this town center, which is the smart one to upgrade in, because this is kind of the least likely to be have earthquake used on. You'd probably see it either here or on the base. It was abrupt. The earthquake looks really good. But if you're earthquaking to go into the enemy rag, you really don't get as much value as if, like, against another Civ. So he probably would have been better off maybe going with Hephaestus here, because you're killing the town center, but Shadowfaxx is kind of going in for the all-in with the rag, in which case the all-in with the rag, you kind of have to do it right as soon as you age up anyway, so it's not like he would have maybe sat around and made more vills. He maybe would have if he had time, but I think, I don't know, it's so hard to say. I mean, again, when you're watching like me from the vision that I've got where we can see everything, it makes it a little easier. I don't actually think he would be winning this because he has no military upgrades other than just Hippocon. So I mean, he's got unupgraded Hephaestus. He is already gold blocked, and he doesn't have any building upgrades. So while I mean, there's not much rag here. I mean, there is this. I mean, matreiuss would have lost this position and this as well. So I think he would lose. But he actually wasn't that far away. I mean, even just making the Chimera was just a little bit of a waste of resources. But yeah, I think he would end up losing. It's pretty sure. But really, it actually isn't super far away if he just would have, I don't know, maybe prepared just a little bit better. But let's take a look at the kill-death ratio. It's a little bit inaccurate because villagers count as a unit loss when they switch to Ragnarok, so it's really pretty even as far as counts. Improvements, not a whole lot. Shadowfaxx, I think maybe had some more economy upgrades, which probably helped his case. There's not a villager I can even check and see at this point. But matreiuss only had just the first line there, so that's not that great. And no armory upgrades. Nice pressure, but that instant rag, just the power of it sometimes. All resources, and oh, this tells another story too, is actually Shadowfaxx was actually substantially ahead in resource gathering as well, so that was pretty big. Anyway, let me update the scorecard here. I would say this was a little bit of a surprise for game 1. matreiuss would be, I think, one of the favorites to end the season at the top of the league. But as I said, Shadowfaxx really good. You just normally don't see him too much because he's generally playing original AoM. But let's move on to game number 2, which I think is matreiuss's home map. Let's take a look at what we see. Another Odin versus Poseidon on Mediterranean. This will, I would think, would be matreiuss's home map. On Titans, Norse isn't super great, unfortunately, on like water maps. Just the way it kind of works out. Oh, watch out for this Philly here. Oh, should just, yeah, there he goes. Yo, what's up, Atul? And oh, somebody else, MRM, followed and said hi. Hi, sorry, I was really into that end of that game there. So anyway, what are we looking at? We're looking at the same gods, obviously a completely different map type, water map. We've got matreiuss in the red color again as Poseidon. We've got Shadowfaxx, also known as No Mercy, as Odin. So Poseidon versus Odin on Mediterranean, I would say, is in the Poseidon's favor. Greek is kind of the king of Medit in a way. Aranos also does pretty decent. Look at this. This lure attracted the aurochs from right here, which isn't actually super bad, because really you just want to get hunt right next to your town center. Really nice that he only attacked it with one villager and then had the town center finishing it off, so that saves some villy time. And we see he's getting just 4 vills on food. The rest are to wood right now. He's got 2 boats to 2 boats. Take a look at the build here, just the one dwarf and breaking out the next one. I'm not a huge build order guy. Some other people are kind of bigger into build orders. I think maybe In AoM original, I think build orders are a little bit more important because speed is kind of everything, especially on this map where in AoM vanilla, docks don't shoot. So you really get an aggressor's advantage. In Titans, it's kind of a defender's advantage. Obviously, you still want good build orders that get you when you want to update, or get you the time you want as far as upgrading. But honestly, I really am not much for a build order guy, but there are people that love their build orders, and it's all just kind of a different little bit of a mindset or play style. I guess you could say some people like Boyd. Boyd's big on build orders. He'll con out vills and really pay a lot of attention to it. It doesn't quite interest me too much, but that's okay. Archaic Age Medit, not a whole lot to talk about. It's really just that build up into that big boat fight. So when you think about god powers, you'll have a forest fire that Shadowfaxx can kind of instant use, courtesy of the Ravens. So it's kind of important to look at the tree lines or matreiuss. They actually aren't super good. This one's a nice forest, but it's probably going to get burned up. Then he's going to have to go to this one, which is a little bit away from his base. And then this one, I think, is just kind of a... Yeah, it's decent wood line, but you'd have to build your storehouse all the way up here. This is kind of inefficient to build it there. So this really is the only one that's decently protectable. So we could see some problems if this tree line gets fired and then the valve comes down here. We are aging up with Pestilence, so Ares is coming instead of the ceasefire. Really, ceasefire doesn't give you a whole lot here. Yeah, Boyd is a very fast player. He's pretty intense. I'm a lot more relaxed, which I guess shows. I don't... I can play well, but I struggle sometimes. But it looks like, though, matreiuss is really aging up super fast here. This could be a bit of a problem for Shadowfaxx. He is building 3 docks right next to each other, so that does mean they'll all cast Pestilence on them. The question is, he might not really care about that, because one dock producing, like say he splits his docks, like one here and one here, one dock producing really doesn't help him either. So he's probably got 3, just, you know what, just cast Pestilence on it, I don't care. I'll have 3 docks that I can just replenish my boat army right away. So we'll probably see Pestilence, well, not probably, we will see Pestilence come up once, a little bit after matreiuss, or a little bit after Shadowfaxx ages. This is a really fast advance for matreiuss, like 420. Though Shadowfaxx might have aged up too late. Might have. We are going to see a forest fire coming down maybe on, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, he did go to this kind of edge here. It's not super efficient. So we can see already that matreiuss is probably going to have like 8 boats trained before Shadowfaxx has any. Because we're going to see a Pestilence coming soon. Yeah, 5 minutes, and then we're going to see... It's going to be at least 6 minutes before Shadowfaxx gets his first warboat out. So that might... He's not Egyptian. I mean, if you're Egyptian, you can kind of survive this because you're Egyptian. And, well, we've already got boats trained in each one. What in the world is he holding on to Pestilence for anyway? That's a little bit unusual. I think you'd use it right away. I also would have thought that Shadowfaxx would maybe use Forest Fire right away. Kind of wasted a little bit of time. Man, look at all this damage to these vills, though. That was a lot of damage done to him, and now he's fighting back. Maybe matreiuss waits and uses Pestilence now that these boats have been popped out. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's doing that to try to catch the boats. And so now we have that. No, I think he saved it and wait until you popped your boats out, maybe. Oh, you're chasing. Get back, get back. And where is the Valk? So just the threat of the Valk, though, does force out the Hippolyta and the other hero, wherever he went. I don't know where that guy went. Or the Theseus. But Shadowfaxx is actually holding through the pestilence. We can see that he's wanting to build boats, but he can't. But it really hasn't turned out that badly for him. Casting Forest Fire does require a lot of this. This isn't live though, a tool, so it doesn't really matter at this point. This is a really good fight because he's gonna pop out boats as soon as this is done. That's a really good fight for Shadowfaxx. matreiuss stayed there just a little too long, and now we'll see that boat dance, kind of the water ballet. Yeah, it's about even right now. I think it's maybe go a little bit of either way. Oh, we've got the... Oh, he grabbed the Vil too, the insta-kill. This Cyclops could turn things around, though. The Cyclops is so good. 2 Vils dead. I might have missed the first appearance by the big guy because he's already kind of half dead. But yeah, the Cyclops Vil raid is actually super strong. And now we see more boats coming in from matreiuss. Nice micro though from Shadowfaxx here, but needs to try to get on these low hit point boats. There's quite a few that are almost dead, and maybe even fall back just a little bit to try to fight underneath Dockfire here. And here comes the Cyclops still marching around, trying to get at. So that explains where what is his name? Theseus? Oh no! You're attacking! Oh man, you could almost kill the Cyclops instead. Oh, get this boat. He's got, what, 1 hit point? There we go. Oh, the Cyclops grab another Vil. The problem is he's kind of clumsy, so it looks like no. And gotta pop him in. Come over here. We've got the 2 militia. And Shadowfaxx just resigns just like that. Okay. Bit of a quick resign, but I think the damage was done by the Cyclops here. And we're looking at Shadowfaxx's economy. Not a whole lot going on for him. And he is now way behind on water. 12 to now 9. And I think we maybe missed a couple Vils killed by the Cyclops. This dude, 650 health and 50% pierce, just tanks a ton of damage. I think maybe Shadowfaxx could age up a little bit quicker. 5 minutes is a little bit slow when you're gonna face that. You woke up to go get some pizza, but you had to say hi. Well, hello, Dolan Duck. Well, that was a quick game, and we are now knotted up at 1-1. Let's update my scorecard. Can you guys see the scorecard? Okay, I made it a little bit smaller so that it wasn't quite in the way, so hopefully you guys can read it okay. Why goes Odin on Medit? Well, he did. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, though, Mr. Archola, is that in AoM, vanilla, Odin's actually pretty decent on Medit, so maybe that's why, but I don't think Odin is the best in AOT. Keeping a Ra would be decent. This is not vanilla, this is Titans, but he's normally a vanilla player. And here's your answer in the chat. He has not really practiced anything other than Odin. But we move on. Quick game here. And we're going to move on to game number 3. So this was a predetermined map. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. So they aren't going into this game random. It is a predetermined map, which we're about to find out. This is the deciding match. This is just the league version right now. So it's not like whoever loses this is out. They just lose the first match of the season. It's a 7-match season. So not the end of the world if somebody loses this, especially because the top 4 out of 8 in each division go to the playoffs. But, you know, you want to win when you can. So game number 3, Odin v. Odin on Blue Lagoon. Hey, good night, No Mercy. So, Odin v. Odin. Why would matreiuss go Odin? Maybe after losing on Tundra, he felt like he couldn't win with Poseidon here. I don't know. But it's dangerous in a Norse war going against someone who mains Norse, because Norse is one of those snowbally matchups where if you fall behind early, it can be over quickly. And generally the better Norse player will just absolutely hammer the worst Norse. But we'll see. Maybe, I mean, matreiuss is a really good player, so maybe he's got a pocket Odin that is really, really good. Time will tell. Who are we looking at here? matreiuss is red yet again, making it easy. On the left, Shadowfaxx is blue, also Odin. So Odin v. Odin on Blue Lagoon. I think here you age up with Heimdall. I think Heimdall is the better god to go in a Norse war, especially Odin v. Odin, because the forest fire really doesn't get you much against an enemy Odin. I mean, you're burning trees, but it's not like they're out any resources. So they just kind of walk away and reset at the next tree line. So I think you go Heimdall here. We'll see. I think we'll see Shadowfaxx going Heimdall, because Norse words are pretty common in Nilla, the old AoM, and it's pretty standard from my understanding that they go Heimdall. So I think we'll see Heimdall here from Shadowfaxx, and we might see matreiuss going Freya. We might see a forward temple being built, because if he's gonna go Heimdall, you almost want to go forward and rush. And we have, each player actually has some pretty open gold mines. We don't have a house yet for Shadowfaxx. Looks like he's maybe thinking about where he wants. Oh, we do. Okay, so a little bit of a forward. This temple placement here tells me he's going Heimdall, because he's doing a temple placement here to protect his rhinos there. And so once he's done with his giraffe, he's probably going to move over here. He also kind of gets this gold mine here. This tells me he's going up Heimdall. It looks like matreiuss is playing really defensive here. Oh, and a very aggressive gold mine. Both of them have aggressive gold mines, but obviously if you're not undefensive, it really doesn't matter where your gold mine is. Might as well be right next to your town center. So Shadowfaxx will be trying to go forward. The ravens that he gets right away will help him see where the enemy gold mine is. He's going Freya. Both of them are going Freya. Well, that's disappointing. I really think Heimdall's the way to go. But again, am I really any sort of Odin main? I'm not, but I would have thought we would have seen a Heimdall here, because those iron jars are of huge value in these Norse war fights. And I don't know what is going on with matreiuss's economy, but he's only got 3 on gold, which isn't a lot. We've got almost up and almost up. Yeah, but I think that what am I talking about here? I think iron jars are even better. Like he could have used undermine and prevented this barracks from going up with the way it works now, which he might not know the update to it. You see a forest fire in here just to cause a little bit of idle time. It really doesn't matter. We're gonna have this raven coming through and trying to use forest fire as well over there. Got these little sarks just standing around, not doing a whole lot. Yes, it is me. Right before bed, best thing ever. Thank you. Ooh, this is risky though. Hunting down here when his army is up there. That is risky. Yes, all is well. I had a busy weekend of work. So now I'm off the next couple days, so I can kind of relax. We've got Valk chasing Valk over here. We haven't had a forest fire used yet. And we have Matreiuss really walling in hard. This is his last safe hunt, though. And I think Matreiuss found best thing ever is Chrono in bed. Wee! Yeah! Matreiuss does know about this, but there's really only one gazelle left there. Oh, school is good. We actually got Cammy starting. I can talk about that scam that we pulled with Cam School once this game's over. So these games are going quick, so I'll probably have time to play a couple games after. We got a lot of standing around so far. Economy upgrades. Let's take a quick look. Just hunting dogs. And just hunting dogs and a whole lot of walls. Matreiuss really does love his walls. What color is Matreiuss? He's red. Shadowfaxx is a blue. The problem I'm seeing with Matreiuss is the walls are great. They're fantastic. But what does it really matter when he doesn't have hunt after these walls are done? He's a favorite? Yeah, I'd say so. But Shadowfaxx is pretty good. And oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is the risk. This could be it right here. I gotta run. Run so fast. The army's coming down to save. Oh, the jukes. Nope. Yes. No. Oh. How many vills die here? 1, 2. 2 villies so far, a third about to go. She's down. We got a forest fire for Matreiuss. 4 villies down. But Matreiuss is losing his army. But I still surprised that Shadowfaxx went to this hunt. I think it was a little greedy. He comes up here, that raid does not happen. And losing 4 Billies just like that, I think was very greedy to go to that hunt. Very greedy. And it's harder because it's hard to survive off of that. Because if he just plays safe here with the way Matreiuss is, Matreiuss being so defensive, as long as Shadowfaxx just keeps it status quo, he's okay. Because he's not going to be losing. But is Valk getting surrounded and cut off? He's trying to push through here. But getting on the Valk here could surround the Valk. Could surround the Valk. Not. And see, now the question is, does he get blocked off of his hunt? Because really, in a way, Matreiuss can kind of ignore the most of this army. Oh, watch out though. You don't want to get caught out here if you're Shadowfaxx. Don't want to get your army caught and surrounded. Look, we see some pathing. Is few Ulsarks, 3 Ulsarks were caught out here. Really not killing anything. His army is kind of stuck. And we've got more Ulsarks here. And he's just getting no value out of this raid here either. And because he's stuck in these walls, Shadowfaxx is quite a bit behind. He's gonna have to get some really good kills. And he's trying to power through the wall. He can't. Get away! No! Lone Wanderer for both. Throwing Axemen can hit their shots as long as the Ulsarks are slowed down by the enemy Ulsarks. Here comes the next patch of units here. Oh, more vills are probably gonna go down. Nope. Only just gonna show up and then run away. And oh no, there's no way Shadowfaxx can hold this. We already have medium infantry coming up here for Matreiuss as well, and that is GG, just like that. All goes down to this hunt. And that explains why No Mercy had to go to bed, because he did not want to see this game. Really good deep. I mean, he really didn't defend. I mean, there wasn't anything he needed to defend. I mean, matreiuss kind of gambled in a way by putting all these walls up and then just coming forward for one raid, and that's all he needed, and then he could just be defensive. But like, if Shadowfaxx plays defensive a little bit and is hunting here, he can hunt for so much longer than matreiuss can, because matreiuss is basically kind of giving up on hunt after this here. He doesn't have, there's no hunt down here that he could have gone to anyway, and it looks like the other rhinos were right over here. So actually, the hunt favored Shadowfaxx pretty decently, because this is probably matreiuss's rhinos here, and they're pretty far away. So if matreiuss was, or if Shadowfaxx was just able to defend, kind of sit back and defend, he'd be all right. You could continue to hunt, but risky to come down here on that hunt, and it did not pay off. Did not pay off. And like I said, Norse Wars can be really quick. And this one was a 9-minute quick. I mean, we only got 16 units killed in the game, and that's over. And it's just that raid. You lose those vills. Killed maybe 3 or 4 vills that we saw. A little bit idle time, center time, or something. And then what do we have behind economically? Actually, behind economically the entire game, really. Interesting. Similar age ups. So let's see the next one. There is no next one. These are only best of 3s. And now let me update the scorecard. Maybe that's what's got you confused. These are best of 3s, not best of 5s. So that means matreiuss does win this match. So matreiuss starts off the season 1-0. Well, actually, he technically played a game before these. No, these are all only best of 3s because the season's 7 weeks long. Or 7 matches long. We felt like having them all play 5s would be just a little too much time requirement. We'd prefer they just show up and be able to play the games a little bit easier. But matreiuss just, I mean, this just shows, though, this game is a perfect example of how one decision that's bad can cost you the game. Because really, this didn't come down to builds. This didn't come down to micro. It didn't come down to eco management. All it came down to was just that one bad decision, and that cost him. Came down here to hunt instead of up here, and that's it. I mean, just look how easy this would have been to wall. Like, he tried to wall all of this off. When if he does hunt up here, he could just make a wall here and a wall there, and then he has like a free wall to run through and defend his villies. So kind of surprising that he did that. I mean, one bad move, and that was all it took. Just like that. How fickle is Age of Mythology? Can look good 1 second, and then the next, Ulfsarks and a Valk show up on your hunt, and it's over. Well, that was the series. A very quick series. It is 10:43. It actually took me a little longer than I thought. I think I have time for one game. Oh, what do we got here? 3v3, no random team. These guys don't look too fantastic. Stereo, Georgie boy, and you know what? Let's just join this. Let's play a really casual team game here. How about that? And how about we turn on the other screen so you guys can see my lovely bearded face. My employer decided that we could grow facial hair again at work, so here I am growing it out. My wife thinks it's pretty hot. I'm 1800. Look at this dude. He's telling me I'm 1800 plus. Look at this guy. Wow. Pretty awesome. Well, I don't think he wants me to play. Should I tell like, oh, I'll just play bad on purpose? No, it really doesn't even have to be on purpose at this point. Let's get to my overlay. And Voobie League starting soon. It did start, actually. Voobie League has started. I've been really busy with updating the league and such that I haven't had much time to play the last week or so. Or kind of change things around. I got to update some YouTube stuff. Or do I just play 1v1? And who's this Angie? Are they going to let us play, or are they going to not let us play? Oh, I got a bot. Come on to bigfollows.com. Yeah. Always got to have a smoothie. Anyway, Greek, how's life for you, man? Good? Are there more bots lately? Well, you know what? I'm a welcoming person. Let them come in. I enjoy them. Some of you guys that haven't been here for a while might notice that instead of a bookshelf in the corner behind me, I now have a tree. A tree that I did a dance with. Which, by the way, if you guys were wondering when the tree met the ceiling and the top of the tree kind of got bent, it's okay. No big deal. It is okay. Fine, you know what? Let me get my APM. You guys can see how slow I roll here. APM, desktop APM. Let's get this loaded up. There we go. Should show up on the screen. Go Odin. Well, sure, why not? Odin Heimdall, how about that? Both of these guys didn't want to do it. Interesting having students at schools with mass. Yeah. So, let me tell you about this scam. So, we send Cam to a pretty real player. He goes to a pretty small private school. He's only in kindergarten anyway. Though it's really small this year, like even smaller than normal because of COVID. There's 4 kids in his class. So at the beginning of the year, we were thinking, do we send him to full day or only half day? Full day is about twice as expensive. So we're like, no, let's save money. Let's only do it as half day. Well, let's not forget to change my overlay. So we did it as half day. Oh, my APM's not showing up. There it is. And now we got an email like 2 weeks ago saying, hey, if you want to send Camden full day, we'll just keep the price the same. So now he's going full day and we save money. Ha ha ha. Ripped him off. Ooh, Frozen Waste. So, because we almost sent him. We were actually thinking like maybe halfway through the season, or like we were thinking we'd see how it goes for like a month or two, then we were gonna send him to a full day.
Something.
Well, we waited and it turned out to the best. Oh yeah, I got the face cam now. Does he like it? Oh man, he loves school. Cam is all about school. Look at this little Sark just hanging out. All about the school. Oh man, I can double up my old Sark here. Loves the school. He's very excited. Tomorrow is his first day of full day, so he's very excited because in the afternoon he gets to have PE with his favorite teacher, Mrs. B. He gets to eat lunch there with his friends. He gets to have a rest time. He's excited. He is excited. Oh. Taco tennis. Wait a minute, did they not go on the same team? Okay, they split the teams. Okay. Cam loves school. I always enjoyed school too. So I guess he takes after me. What is taco tennis? Low-key. Do I go forward Heimdall against Loki though?
Yeah. Something. Skipan?
That is the question. You know what? You only live once. Let's go.
Skipan.
I wonder if he has the spy use on my Ulsar go. That could kind of blow things, so. Where's my second hunt anyway? What are you trying to do that for? Numbskull. Oh, Artemis. Alright. Well, this is my next hunt. Well, I might as well just build out here, I guess.
Skipand. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já.
Skipan. Veiðimaður.
Come on, give me.
Tilbúin. Timbursveinn.
Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt. Já. Samþykkt.
Well, actually, I was homeschooled for most of high school. Actually, all of high school. So I really didn't see any friends. I enjoyed college, though. I lived on campus, and it was a good place. I enjoyed it. A lot of sports were played. My team's volleyball record that I played for, I think in the 4 years of games, we were 3-36. Just got a lot of bad bounces. Where's my AoM? Quiet.
Já. Hver þar?
Já. Til orrustuslag.
What was that? Alright, Ulsark.
Skipan.
Hver þar? Veiðimaður.
Veiðimaður.
Hver þar? Samþykkt. Hver þar? Satt. Já, ég vil. Skipan. Hver þar? Já, samþykkt.
Get out of here with that.
Skipan. Já, satt.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin, samþykkt. Já, samþykkt. Skipan. Já, samþykkt. Hver samþykkt? Já.
Where's his hunt?
Já.
Hver þar? Satt. Veiðimaður. Skipan. Veiðimaður.
Já, satt. Skipan. Skip, hver þar? Já. Tilbúin. Já, hver þar? Tilbúin. Já. Já, ég vil. Tilbúin. Já, ég vil. Ég vil. Já, satt. Skipan, hver þar? Tilbúin. Já. Skip, hver þar? Orrustuslag. Skip, samþykkt. Ég vil.
Uh-oh, Red's here.
Hver þar?
Hver þar?
Já, satt. Til orrustuslag.
Já. Ég vil. Já.
Hver þar? Ég vil. Ég samþykkt. Til samþykkt. Já. Skip, samþykkt.
Hver þar?
Hver þar? Orrustuslag.
Skipan.
Já.
Skipan.
Tilbúin. Hver þar? Já.
Já. Ég vil. Satt. Ég veiðimaður.
Já.
Til samþykkt. Skip.
You know what? I should have walled this off, actually.
Skip. Já. Til samþykkt. Já. Skip, samþykkt. Já.
Já. Ég veiðimaður.
Ég vil. Skipa. Ég vil.
Hver er það? Já, samþykkt.
This is a nice fight for me. Why is he fighting this? Oh, here's his hunt.
Hver er það? Já. Atrás. Skipan. Tilbúin. Skip. Atrás. Hver er það? Samþykkt. Já.
There's two there.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Satt. Skipan.
I'm house too.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Skipan. Samþykkt. Skipan. Tilbúin. Skip samþykkt. Ég samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Hver er þar?
Já, samþykkt. Hver er samþykkt?
Skip satt.
Skipan, samþykkt.
Tilbúin.
Skipan. Ég vil, samþykkt.
Hver er þar? Hver er þar? Hver er þar? Hver er þar? Tilbúin. Skipan. Skip samþykkt. Samþykkt. Satt.
Come forward. Oh, where is he going now?
Satt. Skipan.
Hver er það? Timbursveit, veiðimaður.
Já. Satt. Til orrustuslag. Já. Til orrustuslag.
Já.
Tilbúin. Já. Satt. Satt. Tilbúin. Ég vil.
I guess he's moving off.
Samþykkt. Ég vil.
That's
Hver
a
er
big
samþykkt?
deal. Housed again.
Satt. Tilbúin. Já. Timbursveit.
Skipan. Hver er þar? Já.
Surprised he moved off of his.
Skipan. Samþykkt.
Hver er þar?
Já. Til orrustuslag.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Tilbúin. Ég
Til
vil.
samþykkt.
Já. Já.
Skipan.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Til orrustuslag. Til orrustuslag. Ég vil. Til orrustuslag.
Átrás.
Til já.
Yeah! Get out of here!
Já, veiðimaður.
Veiðimaður.
Samþykkt.
Já, tilbúin. Til orrustuslag. Skipan. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Skipan.
What?
Satt. Já.
Já, veiðimaður.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já. Samþykkt. Satt.
I want to grab a town center
Satt.
and not be housed.
Skipan.
Já.
How long have I been housed this
Hver
game?
þar? Veiðimaður.
Just a few minutes.
Já. Ég vil. Orrustuslag. Skipan.
Já. Til orrustuslag.
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Já. Já. Til orrustuslag.
Samþykkt. Til orrustuslag.
Skipan. Skipan. Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Ég vil.
Já.
Já.
I gotta just watch out for my,
Já. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Já. Skipan.
Tilbúin.
Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
there's more hunt
Hver
now.
er það? Ég vil.
Já. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Satt.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já.
Skipan. Já.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Satt. Veiðimaður.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Satt.
Já. Samþykkt.
Skipan. Til orrustuslag. Skipan. Hver er það? Til orrustuslag. Til orrustuslag.
Skipan.
Já. Já. Hver er
Já.
það?
Ég vil. Já.
Hver þar? Veiðimaður.
Já.
Já.
Hver er það? Ég vil.
Já. Ég vil. Veiðimaður.
Já. Ég vil. Skipan. Hver er það? Ég vil.
Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Hver er þar? Ég
Why not?
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já. Orrustuslag.
Tilbúin. Átrás. Satt. Samþykkt.
Ég vil.
Já. Tilbúin. Skipan. Veiðimaður. Tilbúin. Veiðimaður.
It's
Skipan.
a special attack and so on.
Samþykkt. Satt. Ég vil.
Já. Tilbúin. Timbursveit. Ég vil.
Hver er það? Samþykkt. Hver er það?
Tilbúin. Veiðimaður.
Já.
til samþykkt. Samþykkt.
Já, tilbúið. Samþykkt. Já, rótsveit.
Tilbúin timbursveit. Tilbúin þygt. Timbursveit.
This fight anyway.
Samþykkt.
Já, ég vil. Veiðimaður. Hver er þar? Veiðimaður.
Já, tilbúið.
Fyrir það.
What do you even use the ceasefire for?
Já, samþykkt.
Ég vil. Ég vil.
Já,
Já, hver er þar? Veiðimaður.
Tilbúin.
Hver er þar? Tilbúin. Timbursveit.
Fyrir það. Ég vil.
Now he probably uses. Dang it, I need to
tilbúið. Samþykkt.
build
Já,
it.
tilbúið. Já, samþykkt.
Skipan. Veiðimaður. Hver er þar? Skipan. Satt.
So now I'm about to get doubled here.
Tilbúin. Já.
Tilbúin. Rótsveit.
Skipan.
Til samþykkt. Til samþykkt. Fyrir það. Ég vil.
Timbursveit.
Skipan.
Já. Samþykkt. Já.
No, I moved only some
Skipan.
materials, not the rest.
Tilbúið. Já. Skipan.
Tilbúin hann.
Is my headset broken? Yes, it is.
Já, timbursveit.
Hver er það? Samþykkt. Skipan. Já, gráðsveit.
Já.
Tilbúið. Orusturslag.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Well,
Samþykkt.
I guess we're getting some free flaming weapons.
Samþykkt. Tilbúin. Skipan. Já. Samþykkt. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já.
Já.
Skipan. Já. Hver er þar?
Skipan. Ég vil. Já. Já, samþykkt.
Yeah, I think blue might be.
Satt.
Skipan.
Hver er þar?
Já, ég vil. Timbursveit. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Fjósamaður.
Já. Ég vil.
Tilbúið.
Skipan. Ég vil.
Hver er það? Satt.
Hver er það? Samþykkt.
Skipan. Já. Tilbúið. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúið. Já.
Já. Atrá. Já.
Skipan. Tilbúið. Já. Ég vil.
Skipan.
Tilbúið. Já. Tilbúið. Já. Ráðsveit.
Til samþykkt. Orusturslag.
Skipan er þar. Hver er þar? Rótsveit.
Já. Samþykkt.
Skipan.
Skipan.
Tilbúin. Já. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Já. Samþykkt. Skipan. Samþykkt.
Skip. Orusturslag. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já. Orusturslag. Fyrir það. Skip. Ég vil. Tilsamt. Fyrir það. Skip satt. Já.
Skip
Samþykkt Grjótsveit.
Já, timbursveit.
Tilsamt satt.
Skipan.
Tilbúin.
The curse of playing a team game is sometimes
Tilbúin.
your allies are just really bad.
Skip.
Skip.
Fyrir það.
Tilbúin.
Já.
Fyrir það.
My problem is right now is I do not have enough
Skip.
military buildings.
Já. Útrás.
Skipan.
Já. Til orustuslag.
Já, ég vil.
Skipan.
Já,
Like nearly enough.
Hver þar?
já, ég vil.
Já. Hver þar? Ég vil.
Skip. Skip. Tilbúin. Já, ég vil.
Skip. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já, ég vil.
Tilbúin. Satt.
Já, samþykkt.
I've got way too much gold.
Skip hann timbursveit.
Skipan. Fyrir þar. Tilsamt.
Tilbúin.
Skipan. Hver þar?
Tilbúin. Hver það?
Skip hann. Skip hann. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Já.
Hver það? Útrás.
Hver þar?
Já, ég vil. Já, ráð.
Hver ég vil. Ég vil. Ég vil.
I didn't have enough military buildings.
Ég vil.
Skip. Ég vil. Ráð. Tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Tilbúið. Satt.
Já, tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Hver þar?
Skip samþykkt. Ég vil. Grjótsveit.
Close as this to getting up.
Já, skip hann. Tilbúin. Sveit. Já, ég vil. Já, satt. Tilbúin. Sveit.
Samþykkt.
Skip.
Hver þar?
Skip.
Where's my missing house?
Já, ráð.
Well, I don't have a missing house. I just am
Tilbúin.
at pop here.
Ég vil.
Tilbúin? Já. Ég vil. Ég vil. Já. Skipan. Ég vil. Skip. Samþykkt. Tilbúin?
Já, sækir.
Tilbúið. Orustuslag.
Skipan.
Skip hann.
Tilbúið. Já. Orustuslag.
Já. Skip hann. Tilbúin.
Come on, just give me enough
Já.
to rebuild that.
Samþykkt.
Yay!
Tilbúin? Já.
Hver
Samþykkt.
það?
Ég vil. Já.
Satt. Samþykkt. Satt. Ég vil. Satt.
Super glue it. I actually used duct tape.
Samþykkt.
Skip hann. Ég vil.
Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Hver þar? Ég vil. Samþykkt. Hver já. Tilbúin?
Skip hann. Samþykkt.
Já. Satt.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já.
Já. Samþykkt. Já. Samþykkt.
Tilsagt.
I do have a temple.
Fyrir það. Já, já.
I'm only playing this because I don't have time to play another game after this.
Já. Samþykkt. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Já. Já.
Fyrir það.
Tilbúin. Til orustuslag. Já.
Til orustuslag.
Já. Sækið fram. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Skipið. Já. Fram.
Tilbúin. Já. Til orustuslag. Til ég við. Fyrir það.
Já.
Fyrir það.
Tilbúin. Já.
Já, samþykkt árás.
Hver þar? Já. Samþykkt.
Fyrir það. Samþykkt. Fyrir það. Atrás. Skip fyrir já. Atrás. Já. Tilbúin. Atrás. Skip.
Atrás.
Já, samþykkt.
Hver þar? Ég vil.
Man.
Skip. Samþykkt. Já. Samþykkt. Fyrir það.
Hver þar? Satt. Já. Satt. Skip hann.
So, I always fall behind. If my one, I guess,
Hver þar?
weakness when I'm playing.
Já. Satt.
Til ég við. Orustuslag.
Oh, I'm not making.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Til orustuslag. Já. Til orustuslag. Tilbúin. Til orustuslag. Já. Til orustuslag.
Já.
Hver það?
Já. Ég við.
Satt.
Well, I think it's over now. I have a smoothie. I bet they don't. Really wasn't very well played for me either. I think I only had like 4 military buildings there for a while. And I just couldn't
Já.
make enough units. Was the problem. So I had resources and I had the economy, but I just couldn't use my pop space very well. And then I just kept falling behind for military. Yeah, because economically I was ahead. And probably Villies, I was probably quite a bit ahead. Well, about even. I was ahead until the end. There. I still just missed scouting that. But late game, without Jarls, which I didn't have any Jarls yet.
Já.
Not a whole lot to be done against the fire giants. They're pretty tough. Man, look at all these dwarves. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. No more of these late night games, because I got bedtime to go to, so I can wake up at a normal hour. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow night. I don't know if I'll stream any games or if I'll just play some games. We'll see. But we'll find out tomorrow night what'll be going on. So that's it for tonight, guys.